Hello and welcome to another live Age of Sigmar battle. We are back today with on Dominion Day of all days with an exciting Path to Glory battle, pitching the Kharadron Overlords, commanded by Dave, against the Sylvaneth, commanded by Jay. So, gentlemen, what have you got in your forces today?
So, it's fun getting the Kharadron Overlords out again. For this start of my Path to Glory with these guys, we've got leading the force Admiral Ankbar. He is my Arcanaut Admiral. He has got the command trait Master Commander. All my fleet is from Barak Ziflin. He's got the Master Commander trait, which means when he issues a command ability on a 5+, he can gain a command ability. Very good for Age of Sigmar 3.0. We've then got, joining him, a unit of Arcanaut Company. I won't move them all, but I'll move one. A unit of 10, we've got a Skyhook in there, and we've also got a Skypike. These guys are the Swashbucklers, that's their nickname. We then have the Riveters, a unit of 3 Endrin Riggers. I've got a Skyhook in that unit as well. And then finally, we have got a Frigate, so Admiral Ankbar's Frigate. That's got the Sky Cannon. It's also got an Endrin Works called Malefic Sky Mines. So once per battle, at the start of the combat phase, it has a chance of doing some mortal wounds to you, Jay, if you ever decide to charge it. Or if I decide to charge you, because you know that could be a thing.
What madness is it? What quest are you going on in your Path to Glory then, Dave?
So I'm searching for a spell in the bottle artifact. So I'm searching for an artifact, which means I need to finish the game with units in Jay's territory to potentially find the spell in a bottle.
Amazing, cool. That sounds really good. So, facing off against them, we've got the Sylvaneth. Jay, what's in the army?
Yeah, so this is a new Sylvaneth Path to Glory army. So there was an old glade in Ger to the south of the mountains of Maraz, and the glade was it got into hibernation, very dormant. And this is Fawn Matriarch Felurian of the Heartwood Glade. She's leading a small army from the Shrouded Vale to try and reawaken this glade. So she is the leader of my Path to Glory, an Arch Revenant. She has the Heartwood command trait, which is Legacy of Valor. When this general is slain, you can pick an enemy unit within 1 inch of this general. Roll a dice. On a 2 to 5, they take D3 mortal wounds. On a 6, they suffer D6 mortal wounds. And she has the artifact power, the Horn of the Consort, which basically allows Kern of Hunters holding within 12 inches of her to re-roll hits. And then accompanying her on this mission to reawaken this glade, she's got some of the noble forest spirits from her kin band. We've got the Kern of Hunters with scythes. So these have changed a little bit in the FAQ that was released yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to have an ability at the start of the charge phase where they could plant the roots and reroll saves. But we've seen a lot of the reroll save stuff disappear in this wave of FAQs. So now that ability just gives them +1 to save instead, which is quite cool because it means you don't need to use all-out defense on them. They're getting that +1 save anyway. And if you do need to stack it up, if you're fighting a lot of Ren -2, you can stack it with all-out defense to get your to sort of negate that. And then a unit of Tree Revenants. I love these guys. They're very nimble. They can teleport around a lot, which is was a big strength in Age of Sigmar 2. We'll have to see how it plays out in Age of Sigmar 3. I'm a bit concerned in Age of Sigmar 3 because in the match play, some of the battle tactics rely on battle line surviving or killing off battle line, and these are very, very fragile battle lines. So it'll be interesting to see how tactics change with these. And finally, no decent Sylvaneth worth her bark goes to battle without a lumbering tree lord. So this is the first time I think any of us have seen a monster in action in a game of Age of Sigmar 3rd edition.
Yeah.
So it's not that coveted monster hero combination, but we should be able to see some of the monstrous abilities now.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And obviously that makes a massive difference to you. Shutting down command abilities, destroying terrain pieces, all sorts of fun stuff you can do with those. So yeah, awesome. Well, we are playing a Path to Glory mission. It is Hold or Die. So this is one of the Path to Glory missions out of the core block, and essentially, I think the Kharadron Overlords have bitten off more than they can chew. So Dave has got half his army down on the battlefield.
Yep.
The other half starts off the board. Essentially, the objectives for the Sylvaneth are to take out that vanguard that starts on the board, and Dave has to keep them alive. If Jay manages to destroy one of the units, the victory will depend on whether Dave's general is alive or not. So this should be an interesting battle. So Dave, you can deploy your army within 6 inches of the centre of the table, and then Jay can, we've got some little markers on the table basically representing Jay's deployment zone. He can put his models anywhere he likes. He has to be outside of 9 inches of any enemy models though. So
Yeah.
Dave, if you wanted to, can try and push the Sylvaneth back a little bit, but realistically he's not going to be able to. So
No.
So yeah, do you want to deploy your vanguard and tell us what's in the vanguard?
Sure. So the first unit I'm going to put down is my Arcanuc Company. So I've got 10 of these, so I have to be a little bit careful with the new rules for the word is escaping me.
Coherency.
Coherency, that's the word I was thinking of for these guys.
So obviously each model is going to have to be within an inch of 2 other models.
Yeah.
If they're not, then yeah, he's going to run into problems.
Yeah. So we should be okay there.
Okay.
So we've got a unit of Arcanuc Company down there, and then we've got the engine riggers. So these guys are gonna be quite close to quite close to these guys as well. Don't have to worry about coherency as much with those three.
Okay,
In
so
fact, we'll
that
swap those
is your
guys over.
vanguard. Obviously, you get to pick who goes first, and at the end of your first movement phase, the rest of your army will turn up on a board edge. So you're going to have to get some stuff sorted in your first turn.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So-
quite lucky. I've gone for Barrack Ziflin for this Path to Glory for my Kharadron, so I get to auto run 6, which could be handy. Could be foot slogging dwarfs for a while. In this
Auto
battle.
run 6. That's
Auto
good.
run 6, yeah.
So Pino in the chat says trees. We have got trees, and in fact we are onto that now. So Jay, you can start putting down your entire army. So essentially, you can go anywhere in your territory, which is represented by those dice.
Yep.
And then the only other rule is you have to be outside of 9 of enemy models.
Yep. Okie dokie. So my think. Sorry, Dave, I just shoved you back a millimetre there.
It's okay.
There you go. My thinking here is to try and surround the Kharadrons here to stop them running out anywhere. I'm not going to be able to fully surround them, and I'm conscious that there's some heavy artillery coming in at the end of Dave's movement phase, which might be a problem. So I'm just going to try and surround you as best I can here, Dave.
I see over on the main camera now. We've got a tree man who's dangerously close to those Kharadrons over there.
Mm.
But yeah, you've got quite an advantage. I mean, you're pretty mobile anyway, Jay. But in this scenario, you've got a bit more freedom, really, haven't you?
Yeah, now I haven't got any Awakened Wildwoods in play this game, so this scenario I'm not allowed to place any faction scenery anyway. And obviously there's only so many units in the Sylvaneth army that can actually summon them during the game, none of which are in my army list. So
I always like the idea of like Kharadrons versus Sylvaneth. It's very much like technology, like iron versus nature, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No, that's really cool. So yeah, everyone in the chat, how are we doing? I can see we've got quite a few people watching. Who are you all rooting for? Pun intended. What are you thinking? Has everyone picked up their copy of Dominion today? I know we've ours arrived. I know we were lucky enough to get one early, but our personal ones arrived just before the stream. So I am looking forward to building some Cruel Boys later on today because they look cracking models. Really enjoyed building the Stormcast of the preview copy. Games which are very kindly sent us. So yeah, I've not built the Cruel Boys. You built that hard, didn't you, Dave?
Yes, and they were fantastic, Matt. You're in for a treat.
So Immortan Joe says, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are we doing? Who are you supporting today? Join out Jess in the chat as well. How are you doing, Jess? Go trees, she says.
woo!
Boo.
I think this is going to be where I'm going to go, because I'm thinking actually you've not got many places to run there.
There's a lot of sneakiness in the background, and again, you're limiting where his reinforcements can come on as well.
Okay, so I think that's what we're going to do.
So yeah, if we take all the clutter off the table, move those dice, and
Take
then,
all the clutter off the table.
and then yeah, we should be ready for the first battle round. So, Dave, as you are the invader, you get to pick who takes that first turn.
I think I'm going to have to take the first turn, otherwise could be trouble for the dwarfs.
Okay, so that gets you a command point.
So I believe we're using these shiny new things.
Yeah, we are indeed. So there's a command point token there, and Jay gets 2 command points.
These are nice. So these came with the collector's edition of Dominion.
So if you order Dominion through Games Workshop, you currently get a free box of those. Do you want to put one in the dice tray?
I've got one there.
See what they look like. So yeah, they'll be nice. So you can use them to represent command points. I believe they're still available at the minute if you get them from Games Workshop. Nice little things to have. So yeah, so Dave, you get 1, Jay get you 2. You also both get 1. In fact, no. Dave's general isn't on the battlefield.
No. It's in the hero phase we get them.
In the hero phase.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it's the first hero phase now. Dave, are you going first? I take you are going first.
I am going to go first, yeah.
So Jay gets 1 because his general's on the battlefield. Dave's is not at the minute.
So I just get the 1.
You just get the 1 that you got originally, yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, over to you. Hero
So-
phase.
I would do a heroic action, but I don't have any heroes on the board. So no heroic actions for me. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I will do a heroic action. So at this point, I'm not going to declare finest hour. Seems a bit premature. So I will try and attempt to heroic leadership on a 4+. My Archrevenant Felorian, the Fawn Matriarch, she'll get a command point that only she can use. This, I think it's this turn, isn't it? This.
It is this turn.
Yeah.
Because all command points go, don't they?
So he gets an extra one.
I get an extra one, but just for I'll keep it on her War Scroll card.
Nice. I was going to say, those little tokens are really nice for keeping track of stuff like that, aren't they?
I like him, yeah. I mean, I'm going to have a think once we've had a few more games under our belt, because you've got obviously the monstrous actions, the heroic actions, the command abilities, and I think some sort of custom tokens are going to come in really handy.
Awesome. So Grace says, afternoon, my Dominion arrived a couple of hours ago. Just soaking up the core book at the moment. Grim Dan says, afternoon, boys, how are we doing? So yeah, Dave, I guess you've got no magic or anything in the hero phase, have
No,
you?
it's a very boring hero phase, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to start moving.
Do the Kharadron Overlords get access to any priests, Dave, in the battle tome?
Not currently.
Not currently, no.
Not
Okay.
currently.
Now obviously you've got lots of potential for allying in
Yeah.
priests though.
Yeah. And you've got like the Arcane Tome, I could potentially get a wizard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not very dwarfish, but the option's there should I choose to take it. So we're going to go straight on to movement, and it's really deciding on which unit I'm going to try and target.
Do you feel
I
like
guess.
that scene in the Two Towers where the hobbits run into Fangorn?
A little bit like that, yeah.
I guess the question is, are you going to try and focus down units to limit what's trying to kill you, or try and evade them?
I think it's going to be a case of trying to pick a border, trying to pick a unit and concentrate on them. So what we're going to do is just trying to decide whether I run with these dwarfs.
Why are you working out where you're moving to? Immortan Joe says, how many of those tokens do you get? They look sweet. I'm rooting for whoever is the underdog good guys. I get we haven't really got kind of a...
Well, the good guys are obviously the Sylvaneth.
Wow, yeah, but they're not good. But then the Kharadrons are obviously plundering this land for ether gold
Yeah,
as
I'd
well.
say the dwarves
so
are also good guys.
I think on the good guys odds, I think the Sylvaneth do have the edge in this battle. You get them, so you get 6 tokens with pre-orders and I guess any orders from this point of Dominion from Games Workshop. Grim Dan says Pro Painted Studios do a brilliant set of acrylic tokens for 3.0.
I assume they're auto running, Dave.
These are auto running, Jay. Yeah. Because I'm not going to get enough. I'm not going to get enough pistols in range because they're only a short range. So we're just going to run an auto run 6 with this particular skyport. I actually need a name for my skyport. I've named all my other stuff, but I haven't got a name for my stronghold or skyport yet.
Well, you know what? That sounds like a question for the chat.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat over on YouTube and Twitch, do you want to throw out any suggested names for Dave's skyport?
These are just flying, Jay. They definitely do move 12, don't they? Yeah, they do. Sound effects included. Shoo.
Is that the noise?
That's the noise an ether balloon makes, apparently.
Fair enough. So, is that the end of your movement phase, Dave?
That is the end of my movement phase. So we're going to go on to...
No, so at the end of your movement phase, your reinforcements come.
Yes, so it's any board edge.
Any board edge.
Within 7 inches.
Yep, outside of 3 inches of enemy models.
Outside of 3 inches of enemy models.
They have to be wholly within 7 inches of that board edge.
Okay, so...
So Grace says, as loathsome forces of order, I'm not rooting for either.
You might be stuck there, Dave.
That will, of course, change once I start Stormcast. 7 inches, not 9.
7 inches of an enemy model.
No, 3 inches of enemy model, 7 inches of the edge. So
they can come in within 3 inches of the model? Oh, right. Oh.
So you've got quite a lot of room. It just, by going the edges, you can kind of dictate where he goes down a little bit more. So yeah, the Stormcast are really cool. I'm hoping that today on the preview show we see some more kits for the Stormcast.
You can land within 3 inches of me.
Yeah.
Gracie says, do you have your Path to Glory diaries to hand? Will you be diligently filling them in each round? So, no, I did order one of the Path to Glory diaries, but it hasn't arrived yet, sadly. I have, however, created a bit of a Google sheet to record the forces. So I'll let's see if I can stick that in the chat for you all, because that might be something that's handy to some of you.
Cool. I'm going to start pew-pewing. Can I see your Arch Revenant there? Yes,
yeah.
I can. So we're going to go with the engine riggers first. They're going to put all their shots into your tree revenants there, Jay.
I will use a all-out defence on them.
Okay. I'm going to, seeing as I've only got one command point, I want to save that. Thinking of the battle round in general. It's a good catch. So I want to save that. So we're going to go for the Skyhook that is in that unit.
Okay.
That is one shot and it's hitting on a 4. You're not minus or anything to hit, are
not for
you?
these guys, no.
So it's hit. It is a 3+ to wound. It is a wound that is -2.
So 6+ save with all out defence.
No. Nope. So that's 6, Jay.
That's a free damage, flat free damage.
Ow, well that hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
Him dead.
We've then got the rivet cannons from the rivet guns from the other 2 members of that unit. These are hitting on 3s. Okay. And I think they're wounding on 3. No, they're wounding on 4s. So that is 3 wounds at -1.
So that would be 6+ normally, +1 for all out defence, 5+. That's that unit dead.
Ouch.
Cool. The Arcanaut company cannot shoot the swashbucklers because they ran. So we're just going to go for the frigate, which is going to target your general, I'm afraid, Jay.
Okay. Can you see the general?
Yeah, here.
I can see the general. So we're just going to put all these shots because I'm out of range of everything else.
Yeah, I don't think I can... I can't issue that command, obviously, because I've already issued it this turn.
Okay.
No, and it's only at the start of the combat phase you can use a shield.
I'm going to go with the Ether Shock Carbines first, because I can't decide how I'm going to shoot the cannon yet. In fact, is that definitely in range? It's only 12 inches.
I do not believe that's in range.
Is that in range, Jay?
I wouldn't say so. I think it's just
No,
short.
you're in
No,
short.
just short. Okay. Slight movement error there on my part. So in that case then, it's just going to be the cannon. Single shot or D6 shots. We're going to go for the D6 shots. So the shrapnel. Oh, only 2. Now, you got the flag key. You're a flying unit, aren't you?
She has fly, yeah.
So with Barrett Ziflin, I get to re-roll 1s to hit because you fly. So I'm hitting you with 3s, re-rolling 1s. So I've hit you once, wounding on a 3. I've failed to wound you.
That may have been a lucky escape for the general.
Yeah, absolutely. I should have moved him slightly closer. I did have the movement to do it, but it's the problem with all COVID and stuff. We've not played many games, have we? It's been a while since I played with these guys. The Admiral's out of range, who's on board. The Oathstone, the frigate.
The Oathstone.
So that brings me to the end of my turn.
Well, that's not too bad. I think that could have gone a lot worse for this. To be fair, you've lost a unit, but that's still pretty good for the Sylvaneth, I feel. I think you've... Again, it's all about killing those units. You can really ignore the frigate now.
I can, The only problem I've got here is I can't get to that unit before it takes off next turn. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse, I think. Okay, so hero phase, I get another command point.
Yep, you do.
Yep.
And I'll get one as well now because
Your general's on the battlefield.
I've got the general, so I've got 2.
We checked anything. What's the word? Garrisoned within a ship counts as being on the battlefield as well. So for the purpose of any rules abilities, the admiral is there.
Yep. Heroic actions. I'm wondering whether now's a good time to use Finest Hour whilst I can get into combat with these guys.
You can potentially put a lot of hurt on them.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The only thing you need to watch out for is obviously Overwatch from that big ship.
Well, I can't. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to soak that. I think. I don't think there's. I'm a bit stuck here. I think we'll have to just chance it. Yeah. So no, I won't use Finest Hour yet. Then, so she'll stay as she is.
Okay, I'm going to try and get a command point, so heroic leadership. I don't need to heal. My admiral's not going to be getting out and getting into combat. So 4+. No, he doesn't get a command point.
And then we go for move. So I think I'm just going to have to run with all of these guys. How far away am I? 18 inches. So it's going to be a 12-inch charge to try and get in there. Yeah, we'll just run with these guys then. So they move 5. And they're going to run. Now, do you use your command point to make them run 6 inches?
You have to declare it before you roll now.
Yeah, so I will use a command point on the Kurnoth champion to make them auto run 6 inches. So they're now going 11.
At least that gets you some guaranteed movement on them, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you have anything that lets you run and charge in the Sylvaneth?
No, not. I think there are. No, actually, I don't think there is anything that lets them run and charge. There's some artifacts, I think, general ones, which can give you extra movement. The Tree Lord obviously can't issue any commands, so he's just walking 6 inches. He's a bit more nimble. And I don't know what's his range on his ranged attack. 12 inches.
He's just in range there, I
He
think.
can fire that. Okay, and my Arch Revenant then, 12 inches, is going to go and try and do as much as she can. I have to get 3 inches away from you, don't I? So here we go. And in fact, yeah. What's the range on if I'm outside 9 inches, you can't do your. It's at the end of the charge phase.
The unit that's charged. So yeah, basically, if any units that are nearby a charged unit could potentially use the Unleash Hell command ability.
Finishes a charge move. Yeah. Okay, so there's no way I can avoid that. Okay, so that's all of that then. So in the shooting phase, and the range of issuing commands is 12 inches with a general, isn't it? 18
with a general or totem, 12 with a hero unit with a champion, I believe. On this size battlefield, you're probably going to have everything in range of your commands.
Okay, so my Arch Revenant and Felorian is going to issue all-out attack on the Tree Lord.
Cool.
Which will add 1 to his hit rolls here. So he gets 5 attacks with his Strangle Roots. He's hitting on 2s anyway, so no, I'll ignore that. So he's looking for 2s. This is against your Endringer's Nave.
Yep.
So all hits. They wound on 3s. Yep. 4 wounds at -1.
4 wounds at -1.
You could have used all-out defensive.
No, I didn't want to, no. Saving my 2 command points for things. So 4 at -1, so they're 5s. Wow, that's pretty good. 50%. So 2 have gone through. Are they 1 damage?
1 damage each, yeah.
So that is 1 dead Endrinriger, so we'll just take this guy off Kapow.
Okay, and then in the charge phase then, we're going to attempt to charge with the Tree Lord.
The Tree Lord, that's a long charge, but you never know.
It is a long charge. Double 1's not going to do it, so I will use one of my command points.
He wants to get this Tree Lord in combat.
Forward to victory. So my Arch Revenant has issued a command in the charge phase to forward to victory. Looking for 2 6s? No.
Oh, unlucky.
My Tree Revenant will also declare a charge.
That's
Should have
double
saved
one.
that command
Double
point.
one.
Oh, no.
So that's that, then.
That may have scuppered things for the elves here.
And that is the end of my turn.
Wow.
Wow.
But of course, in games of Age of Sigmar, you never know. You could get the priority here, Jay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So should we get to that all-important role? Obviously, all your command points reset. So any that you've not spent, you lose. Which is something you're going to kind of manage in games of Age of Sigmar now.
Yeah, well, I was
Never going to use them.
saving those two for an Unleash Hell in an all-out defense on the Arcanauts.
Yeah.
To try and keep them alive.
So, gents, yeah, should we see the roll-off for the battle round?
5. I will take it.
You're going to take it. So again, you get a command point,
So I get
and
the
Jay
1.
gets 2.
I get...
And there's the hero phase, you get 1 for your general being on the battlefield.
Yeah, so I get 2.
Okay.
Okay, so heroic actions.
Battle shock.
Battle shot.
What's their
Can't fail.
bravery?
Their bravery 7.
Yep, they're fine.
So, heroic abilities. The Admiral's probably going to stay on board the Oath Stone, so let's do another heroic leadership. And he fails it again. Not very heroic.
I'll do the same.
Both not very heroic this time. Other hero abilities, there's not any in this particular army. I do have a once per battle free fly high or move with my frigate, but I don't think I need to use that, so we'll save that. So movements. What to do?
So, for those joining late, essentially, to win this battle, Dave needs to make sure that his squad of Arcanauts and his squad of Endrin Riggers, are they?
Yep.
Both survive. If both those units get wiped out, Jay wins. If
Yeah.
they both live at the end of the game, Dave wins.
Yeah.
If Jay can kill one of them, he can get a minor victory if he kills Dave's general. So fairly simple objectives, and should be a bit of an interesting battle. Obviously, we haven't seen the impact of that monster yet, and that's going to make a massive difference in some combat. So it's whether, I guess again, it's whether Dave focuses down some units or gets out of dodge.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Chat, what would you do? What would you do in this this situation? Would you have a valiant gun line taking down this tree folk as they come to you, or would you scuttle into your ship and fly away and cry in the corner of the board?
Sadly, I cannot. I'm not wholly within 6 of the vessel, so I can't garrison it. I can't get my Arcanauts in there because I don't think I can move then. Jump in. I'll just double check that. Talk amongst yourselves while I double check. Here we go.
So what's everyone's thoughts on the new system so far? Jay, this is your second game now of 3rd edition. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying 3rd edition. I love these new command abilities and heroic actions. I think they're my favourite thing at the moment. The way the command points is a currency that you... A bit like 40k, isn't it now, where you get your command points, generating them each turn. But it does feel like heroes now are much more important in the game. And you can sort of... They were a bit throwaway before, I think, whereas now you can get a bit of an attachment to a particular model in your army. They can be healing wounds each hero phase and things like that. And I think, I don't know, you enjoy using your heroes more, I think. And
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
what I'm finding at the moment.
Well, there's a lot of love for the Sylvaneth in the chat. The JDMC says, rooting for the Sylvaneth in our time, we must support the tree folk.
Yeah.
The Grace here says, as a Skaven player, I know what I do.
Scuttle away.
Run away.
Scuttle away. It's very tempting to just scuttle away.
Dave, did I just roll 2 1s for 2 charges then?
You did just roll. You just did a
Actually,
Dave.
I'm standing
You
too
just
close
did
to
a
you.
Dave.
It just occurred to me then that I rolled double 1 twice.
This is not the first time you've done this in one of our battles as well, Jay.
Dave has cursed me. Oh, they are running away.
So
They're
see
not
the
running
camera,
away.
They look like they're running away. I can see both camera feeds here.
Yeah.
Now you need to be careful here, Dave, as well, with your coherency.
Mm-hmm. So I have a. I'm hoping the. I don't know. I'm playing a bit of a gamble here.
So can they get into the boat this turn then?
No, they can't.
Ah,
It takes a full. Instead of making a normal move, they can garrison something, but they need to be wholly within 6 inches
Okay.
of the thing they're going to need to garrison. And unfortunately, it was 7 inches, so I would have jumped them on board of the frigate.
Yep.
I was tempted to run them away, but that's not very interesting. I want to use their pistols.
Which is
really.
interesting in this battle because again, even though you've not managed to control the movement completely with a big bubble, you've still forced him to put his vessel in a less than ideal place.
Yeah. Is that movement done?
No, that's not my movement.
No. Is that their movement done?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm going to use the redeploy command ability on my general. So this is, you can use command ability in the enemy movement phase. After an enemy unit finishes a normal move, run or retreat, the unit receives this command must be within 9 inches of that enemy unit.
Which I believe they are.
So that's this unit. So she's going to try and run out of the way of any pistols that you're going to fire at her.
Okay.
So D6. So she goes
Really,
3
that's
inches,
not bad.
which might get her out.
And might get out the range of those guns on the ship as well.
There we go.
Yeah. But the ship hasn't moved yet.
The ship hasn't moved yet, no, but I'm thinking you want to keep that ship quite close, don't you, for the...
Yeah. That does change my plans a little bit.
I really like that command ability. I think a lot of the interactions that we're seeing, people have to play some games before they can jump on stuff like that. So Nick says it's in the Kharadron code where it says, when you're armed with an ether saw, all of your problems look like trees.
Yeah.
Grace here says tactical withdrawal. There's a reason the command ability is called redeploy.
Yes.
So, what are we thinking? Are they, are they coming out to face the interesting?
I'm going to get might see some combat.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
So, your super vital unit that you have to keep alive, you're charging into combat.
Absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. It's all about giving Jay different, I don't want to make it obvious what Jay's going to do.
Yeah.
So, I think...
just to give you a bit of a clue into my inner workings, I have no idea what I'm going to do.
So that is the end of my movement phase. Just make sure I am... Yeah, that's okay. That is the end of my movement phase. We're on to the all-important Kharadron phase, the shooting phase.
Kharadron phase.
So we're going to go with the engine riggers first. We'll do the rivet gun into your... The whole unit is going to go into your Archer Revenant.
Okay.
Are you going to all-out defense on me?
What's the render this? -2 in it?
On the Skyhook, it's only 1 shot, but it is -2. On the rivet gun, it's -1.
No, it's okay. We're not using any command points.
I am going to...
Immortan Joe says, you know what? Let's go, Dave. Let's get a win.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
So, the enemy cannot kill your Kharadrons if there is no enemy left.
I'm not going to use any command abilities. Right. So rivet gun, hitting on freeze.
Oh, if only. Oh.
So
you didn't use command ability to be fair, because you roll ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And freeze to wound. So it has wounded -1.
So that would take her to a 5+ save, I believe. Yep. Which she makes.
Excellent.
Okay. Then we've got the Skyhook hitting on a 4. That's the important one. That's hit. This wounds on a 3. It's not wounded. It's not wounded. That's a shame. I was hoping to have weakened her up a little bit.
You know what? These are small battles. It's only 600 points, but they're quite exciting, aren't
Quite
they?
tense, aren't they? Yeah.
Because if you lose a unit, that's a big chunk of your army gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Some measuring going on here.
we've got the 3 guys at the front are within range with their pistols, but the others aren't. But I do have a Skyhook in there. So the Arcanut Company is going to shoot at your tree revenants.
Kurnoth Hunters.
Kurnoth into... They're all trees to me.
So I am going to use my all-out defence on this unit.
Okay. So I'm going to use my pistols first. I've got the 3 guys, the 3 dwarfs at the front. Or Dwardin.
The JDMC says shooting at trees, that's never promising.
No, absolutely not. So privateer pistols are 2 shots each. They hit on 4s.
Not bad.
And they wound on 4s. That's not so great. 1 wound, full save.
So this will be a 3+ save now with their... Yep, so they're okay.
Okay. And then we've got the light Skyhook in that unit. It's hitting on a 4. It's hit. It's wounding on a 3. It's not wounded.
You've been unlucky with your rolls today, Dave.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're going to go with the frigate next, and he's going to put everything into your tree revenants as well.
Turn off hunters.
Turn off hunters.
You already,
I will get
you've already
them.
turned the tree remnants into sawdust, Dave.
We're going to go with the carbines first, which are in range this time.
Lot of thought going on here.
2 command points. Do I issue a command to make it +1 to hit?
Have you not really done that this phase?
Oh, nope, not
No, he
used any
hasn't.
command
Oh,
abilities
Yeah.
yet. Yes, we are. My admiral is going to issue all out attack on the frigate.
Yep.
So on a 5+, I get another command point. No, I really needed that actually, but never mind. So we've used that. So I'm +1 to hit with the frigate. So the carbines first are now hitting on 2s. So I roll 2 1s.
Oh no.
Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at -1.
So they've got our defence still to the end of this phase, so that will be 3 + 4+ now. So 1 wound got through.
That is 2 damage.
Oh, they're 2 damage on them.
2
Nice.
damage, yeah.
Okay.
How many wounds have they got each?
5 wounds each.
Okay. Then we're going to go with the shrapnel shot from the sky cannon. D6 shots.
Oh
Only
no.
2. Hitting on 2s. They both hit. They wound on 3s. And these fail to wound. What a terrible shooting phase!
Wow.
I mean, that was on form, but Dave, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know Dave's very unlucky with his rolls, but you've not had so much luck today, have you?
That's very unlucky.
Spooked.
So that, unfortunately, is the end of the shooting phase because the admiral's probably going to be out of
Well, can you shoot out there,
range. Yeah, you can shoot out,
Yeah.
but no, we can't. So we're going to probably stupidly charge your Arch Revenant with my Engine Riggers.
You're charging with them.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going to do something then.
I think I'm wondering whether to do Unleash Hell, but I think it's at the end of the charge phase anyway. Isn't
Once
it?
they complete their charge.
Once they complete the charge.
So
yeah.
they are absolutely keen
They are,
to go in. So they're going to come round this way.
Okay. No, I'm going to save my command point.
You're saving your command point.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm guessing there you were attempted to make the tree man.
Exactly.
shoot
Yeah,
into
that
them,
was
yeah.
my thinking. But the tree man only gets 5 shots, and it would have been -1 to
So you
hit.
can't see on that shot, but if just at the top of the screen, he's just within 9 inches. But like I say, it's a bit of a chance, isn't it?
Yeah, and
And
I
you've
know
got 1 command point
I've
left.
got 1 command point that's got to see me through my turn. So
You will get another one in your hero phase.
yeah,
then.
if she's still alive.
She will still be alive.
It's at the start of the combat phase, so she gets to use her Crescent Shield now. I can either use it as to stabilise my spear, my glaive, or I can use it to improve my defence. It's been changed in a recent FAQ, so it used to grant reroll of save rolls of 1, which is a really cool ability in Age of Sigmar 3. It doesn't anymore. It basically just adds +1 to her defence. So I can still use all-out defence on her to give her +2 modifier. Obviously, it caps at 1. What's the rend of the attacks that come my way?
So you're not going to die. Is the easiest way to. I've got a Saw attack, which is -2 but only 1 attack,
Yep.
D3 damage, and then the other one's only got a gun butt, which is no rend, but I'm hitting on. That's 1 attack, hitting on 4s, wounding on 5s.
Okay, so I'm going to she's just going to use her Crescent Shield as a defence, so +1 save. She's not going to spend a command point on all-out defence.
Okay, so +1 save.
Yeah.
We're going to go with the gun butt first because this is likely to do nothing. Hitting on a 4. Yeah, there you go. And then we're going to go with the saw. So that's 1 attack, hitting on a 3. It is hit. It was wounded on a 2. It's wounded. That is -2.
So she has a 3+ save at the moment of a shield, so 5+, which she fails.
Ooh.
D3 damage. Oh, just the 1.
How many wounds has he got?
She has 5 wounds. She has. She's not
And of course, you could opt to heal her up in the hero phase as well.
Yeah. Can you do that if there's enemies nearby?
I believe you can.
Heroic action. With hero for a pick from. Yeah, you can. It's the rally that you can't
Rally
use.
is-
Isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
So that is a disappointing turn from the Kharadron. Oh, you get to fight back.
I do get to fight back.
You do get to fight back.
So my now this is cool because the paladin rules have changed now, where you just have to move towards the closest unit, not model. So I can be a bit clever here and perhaps
And you've got flies, so you can hop over them as well.
but I'm thinking I probably want to get a bit closer if I can. I mean, it's only half an inch there, but you know, I'm rolling double ones for my charge phase.
Setting up, let me read the camera. Setting up to maybe go into them in your turn.
Exactly, that's what I'm thinking.
If you can kill my engine riggers.
If I can kill your engine riggers. So she gets 3 attacks with her Revenant's Glaive. These are hitting on freeze. Are you using any all-out defense or anything?
Nope.
No. Hit on freeze. So they've all hit. They wound on freeze. 2 wounds at -2.
2 wounds and -2 gives me 6 plus save. Nope.
And they are 2 damage each.
They are dead.
Wow. So, Jay's put him in a great position here now to... if he can kill the general, he gets a minor victory. If he can kill the other unit of infantry, he gets a major victory. The Revenant is it?
Arch Revenant, yeah.
Also gets an additional glory point at the end of the game for killing one of those 2 units that they had to kill. So, yeah, from the Kharadrons having a bit of a lead, and unfortunately I think they fluffed a lot of their attacks, but they could have got an even bigger lead if they could have taken out her with the shooting. I think
ideally I wanted to weaken her up with the shooting,
yep.
and then when they charged in, just finish her off.
Yep.
And then they would have been there for you to think, like, to hopefully slow down something else, maybe make you think. Now, obviously, I'm in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, Jay, you're in a really good position. If you can get some momentum on your turn, you could put a lot of hurt on these.
We'll see.
But obviously we've got... defensively, you've got to worry about all this shot coming at you in your charge.
From the unleashed fire, yeah. Unless, of course, I can get my tree load over there, which I can't.
No. So, your turn, Jack.
My turn then. So I get a command point for it being... having my hero on board.
I also gain a command point.
And then I'm trying to decide whether I want to do Heroic Recovery to heal 1 wound on the Tree Revenant, or Heroic Leadership to try and get another command point, because there are a couple of command abilities that I want to use this turn.
Well, you've done quite well having quite a stock of command points in this game.
Yeah. It's just whether I want to heal that 1 wound or not.
Equally, their finest hour and maybe do some damage output.
And that's already used it.
I haven't used finest hour.
You decided not to.
Decided not to use it.
Decided not to. Ah. Okay.
So finest hour gives you +1 save and +1 to wound.
On that, what does everyone in the chat think of the new command abilities? I think that's probably one of the biggest additions to the game, personally.
Oh yeah, definitely. Heroic actions, David. What to do? See, the abilities I want to use in the combat phase are the Heartwood Glade, Lord of the Hunt, which will allow me to reroll hit and wound rolls of 1.
So, sorry, the JDC turned in 10 minutes ago. Which turn is it? Is the score up to date? So it is currently the second half of turn 2. The objectives in this one's a little bit different. There isn't a score as such. If Jay can take out the 2 units that deployed within 6 of the centre of the battlefield, so that is the Engine Riggers, who are already dead, and the Arcanaut Company, he wins the game. If at the end of the game both the units are alive, Dave wins the game. Now obviously he can't win outright now. If only one of those units is dead, but Dave's general is still alive, he wins. If Jay can take out the general, he gets a minor victory. So the Path to Glory missions are a little bit different. They're more narrative based. We've found them really fun.
Yeah.
We will be doing some of the match play missions as part of this Path to Glory, but probably once we've built our forces up to 1,000 points, because it uses the bigger battlefield. These little quick games, we thought it'd be fun to introduce a few of the other factions in the game.
I'm going to use Heroic Leadership to try and get an extra command. I'm thinking about using them to reroll charges. That's why I do. No, we're going to do Heroic Recovery and heal D3 wounds.
You have to roll under your leadership first.
Oh, of course you do, don't you? What is her leadership? Leadership is 8.
Being so cocky, remove that wound. I hope you roll double 6.
8.
So equal to removes 1, so that's fine. If you roll under, you can get rid of D3. If you roll over, you don't get anything. So armies with low leadership values are going to struggle with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what's the command point one again?
Heroic Leadership.
Finally got one. So I've got 3.
You've got 1 for that's on your Admiral.
Yeah, for my Admiral.
Yeah,
that's fine.
So what I'd do is put that on next to the thingy, because then we can see which one is it's separately than the other two.
That's fine. Yeah.
So Immortal Inducer's command abilities look interesting. It's a new design space that can easily expand. New abilities based on different realms, for example, or faction specific. Exactly. And this is something we've seen in the General's Handbook 21, where the mission pack is built around that realm with different abilities. Do you like Jess just subscribed? Thank you very much for the for following us over on YouTube, Jess. So yeah, this is potentially looking dangerous for the dwarfs here. Have you got any remorse here about killing dwarves? Because you are a dwarf at heart, Jay.
I like dwarfs, yeah. I like dwarfs.
But not sky dwarfs, apparently.
I do. I love the aesthetic of the Kharadron Overlords, but I'm an Ironbreaker kind of dwarf. I want to see dwarfs in full Gromrel plate armour, shield, hammer or axe, cannons, gyrocopters.
I can do cannons.
You can do cannons.
I can do cannons.
So I hope everyone's enjoying watching along at home as well. We've done a couple of these now. We're trying to adapt. Obviously, we've got me manning the cameras today, so hopefully a bit more momentum between those, because when it's just two of us playing, it's a little bit harder to control all that side of things. Would a fourth camera be something you guys would want to see? Obviously, very open to feedback and anything you'd like to see on the stream. Also, do you have any requests for factions that you want to see fight? We're trying to, between us, we've got most factions represented, so if there are any particular armies you'd like to see, let us know and we'll get them on the channel.
I think you're just going to fly high from there, no, that's the problem. So yeah, we'll take some shots while we can, I think. And then the Arch Revenant. Where to take him?
So Brian Quick says, so is the Sylvaneth list just the Arch Revenant, Scythe Kernoth and the tree guy in the back? So yeah, they started off with a unit of, what are they called, Jen?
Tree Revenants.
Tree Revenants. This is only 600 points Path to Glory, so fairly small forces on each side. The Kharadron army started off with the
Endrin
Riggers, the Arcanaut Company, an Admiral in a frigate, there you go. So yeah, fairly small forces. The idea is over a series of games, you will grow that army and add new abilities. If you've played Crusade for 40k, Path to Glory is very much the same. In older editions of the game, Path to Glory was quite different with random charts and stuff. Yeah. This is more like a proper game of Warhammer.
I really like the fact that you can, outside of the game, you're managing a stronghold and territories and quests and things like that.
Yeah. And if you stick around at the end of the game, we'll go through all the kind of post-game stuff and see what territories they find and if they add any
wounds you've suffered.
Yeah. Anonymous Rex says, how's it going? Excellent. Yeah, we're having a really good day. It is Dominion Day. We've got shiny boxes of Dominion downstairs to tear the film off and get built later on. And
plus we've got the stream later.
We have, so 5 o'clock Warhammer Community are doing a Dominion Day stream. I think the first hour is a bit of a celebration of Dominion, with the second hour being a reveal seminar. Lord Far's also now following us over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the stream.
I'm really looking forward to the preview. We've seen some silhouettes of, it must be Cruel Boy, some Cruel Boy in that silhouette.
Yeah, there's the one yesterday. I noticed the Orc War Clans group on Facebook were calling it what they think will be a hobgrot pump wagon.
Oh yeah,
that's what they're expecting.
Well, there was the man. Was it called the Man Hero, an old goblin thing that threw axes? I think we might see some callbacks to some old Warhammer Fantasy stuff.
I'm hoping we see some dragons.
I want to see some dragons.
Okay, Dave.
What are we doing?
So my Tree Lord is going to use his Strangle Roots at your frigate.
Okay.
He gets 5 attacks. These are hitting on 2s. So that's 4 hits. They wound on 3s. So that is 4 wounds at -1.
On the frigate, so that's got a 5+ save. Failed all of them.
Just 1 damage each on that.
So 4 damage taken on the frigate.
And that was the tree man shooting the frigate, was it?
It was, yeah.
Nasty.
With his roots.
How does that work? How does that
Come out and
work?
grab it out of the sky.
From the ground. What he's done is his roots have come in, grabbed hold of the sky cannon, twisted it round.
Anonymous Rex says they're still waiting for their Dominion to come. Brian Quick, the new Path to Glory system looks super fun. I'm hoping I can get some of my friends to do a narrative campaign. Yeah, we're trying to convince as many people as we know to play some games of Sigmar because it's so good.
I just love this. I mean, it's the game just feels so much more not enjoyable because match play is also enjoyable. It's a different kind of enjoyment I get from narrative games.
Yeah, and the best thing is you can play match play missions with it. You can play open play missions with it. We're starting out small forces. You could go straight in with a 2,000 point army if you want to. There's nothing stopping you. We just quite like the slow burn on these.
Yeah.
So that's shooting. So we're going into the charge phase now, Dave. So Thalorian's going to call down to your frigate issue a challenge to the Admiral's hiding in his cabin somewhere, the captain's quarters, but obviously he doesn't want to come out to fight yet. So we're going to try charge with the Kurnoth Hunters first.
Okay.
So they've gone 6 inches, so they're in.
Ooh, excellent.
Um,
So now this is interesting. Dave's going to have to decide when he wants to try and do this Unleash Hell.
Well, it's at the end of the charge phase, isn't it?
When someone completes a charge.
When somebody completes the charge.
so before I do that, I have to declare what I'm going to do with my Tangle Thicket. So obviously they're gonna use their Tangle Thicket to give them +1 save.
Okay.
But this means they can only pile in 1 inch when they come to pile in.
Okay.
So 6 inches.
I'll let you move them and then I shall declare.
So Anonymous Rex says with the Troll Rider, a Swamp Drake Rider, or similar creature would be cool. Yeah, I'd love to see some Stormcast Dragons. Immortan Joe says the Path to Glory, I think, has pretty much convinced me to dive in, build and play 600 points of Flesh Eater Courts. If you pick up a start collecting Flesh Eater Courts, you've probably nearly got that. So yeah, really cool.
I'm going to spend a command point at this point and unleash hell on your Kurnoth
So
Hunters.
who's issuing that command? Your
My Admiral is going to issue that command.
And what are they issuing it on?
Onto the frigate.
Onto the frigate.
On a 5+, I gain a command point.
Hey.
I gain a command point.
Nice one.
Master Commander trait.
Now that's a nice way of recycling that command point into your general pool
Yeah,
as well.
Into a regular
Definitely
one.
a nice thing. So we're -1 to hit because of Unleash Hell, and we're going to put them all obviously onto the whatchamacallit?
Kurnoth Hunters.
Kurnoth Hunters. So I've taken 4 wounds, so that doesn't affect me yet.
You are -1 to hit from using.
Yeah,
Unleash
-1 to
Hell.
hit. You know what? Can't do that.
They can't receive
No,
2
that's
commands.
fine.
No.
So I'm hitting on,
shooting phase.
hitting on 4s with the carbines.
Technicality, Matt.
Oh.
So we've hit with 2. The -1. Freeze to wound. 2 wounds, Jay, at -1.
Better shooting there.
So they've got their 3+ save anyway.
Yeah.
Because it does that come. They do that at the start of the charge phase, but does it? Is it? So at the start of charge phase, you can say that you sprout form branch. You do so at the end of until the end of the turn. Yeah. So they get it now. So it'll be back to their 4+ save. So 1 failed.
That's 2 damage.
Okay.
And we're going to do the shrapnel shot from the Sky Cannon. The big 6.
Whee.
Finally. 2, 4, 6. Hitting on 4s with this.
With your -1.
That's with -1. Oh!
Well, obviously it was Tracer Fire before.
Yeah.
They're on
You've
time.
loaded the proper rounds now.
Freeze to wound. Okay, that's balanced out. 3 at -1, Jay.
So these are 4+ again. So failed all 3.
2 damage each.
Ooh.
So that's going to be 6 damage. So it kills 2 Kurnoth Hunters.
Right. Well, that was pretty brutal.
That was good.
Excellent.
So that then changes what I need to do with my Arch Revenant, who was going to go after your frigate, is now going to have to go into those Arcanauts. She rolls a 6, so she's okay.
Now, obviously, she doesn't need to declare who she's charging until you've made the roll.
No.
So she could go elsewhere if she wants.
She's going to go here as they are 3 inches of that.
So you're going to stop your Kurnoth Hunter from piling in?
Kurnoth Hunter can pile in 1 inch, and it's got a 2-inch reach with its
Cool.
weapon. So then we're going to start the combat phase. So,
yeah. I want to do some stuff as well.
yep, okay. So I'm going to, my Arch Revenant is going to issue a command, Call to Blade, which adds 1 to the attacks value of all, of a Sylvaneth unit holding within 12 inches. So she's going to give +1 attack to the Kurnoth Hunter.
So that would be a command in the command phase from her.
Yeah, at the start of combat phase. And then my Kurnoth Champion is going to issue a command, Lord of the Hunt, which will allow me to reroll wound rolls of 1 and hit rolls of 1 against this unit.
Okay, I'm going to spend a command point from my Admiral onto the Arcanaut Company to do all out defence.
Yep.
Give them +1 to save. On 5+ I get it back. No, not this time. And that's it because I can't issue anything else to that. So yeah, just the all out defence.
Okay. So we'll go with the Kurnoth Hunter first. So he's going to pile in.
So he can only go an inch because of his
Yep.
roots, is he?
He's got 2 inch range. He now gets 4 attacks with his Great Scythe. He's re-rolling all of his hits because he's within 12 inches of the Arch Revenant and her artifact. And he's re-rolling wound rolls of 1 as well from the command ability. So we're looking at... So he's hitting on 2s because he's the Huntmaster. So 3 hits. He's wounding on 3s. 3 wounds at -2.
So my Arcanum Company are currently 3 plus save, so 5s.
Save one of
Save
them.
1.
And it's D3 damage. So
Ooh.
4 damage.
That is 4 dead dwarfs.
That's pretty good.
And I'm not playing Lumineth today, so you get to choose a unit to fight. That. The Doofer.
And obviously, bear in mind you have to keep coherence as well.
He was using his shield and the Arch Revenant. I forgot to say at the
Yeah.
start of
Actually, we want to keep those.
So, what's everyone up to in the chat hobby-wise today? Are you building some of the new models from Dominion? Are you having some games of Age of Sigmar? Can you imagine such a crazy thing?
You know what? I kind of wish I'd used it. Oh no, I couldn't have done. Right, we are going to pile in.
Okay, so maybe you don't have to go towards the nearest model necessarily, just the nearest
unit.
units.
Yeah.
And each model's going to have to be within an inch of 2 other models. And obviously, as soon as you lose one model, you don't need to do that anymore.
No.
But yeah, with the new piling, you can do some tricksy things. It's pretty good.
Okay. So, we have got. These have only got a 1 inch reach, so.
So they've
think
got a
he's
bigger
on the
base
slightly
than they've got a bigger base than
Yeah.
25 mil.
So we've only got 2. We've only got 2 with the Sky Cutters or Arcanaut Cutters. So we'll do those first.
No, have they got 25 mil? If they've got 25 mil base, they'll be able to fight in 2 rounds.
When do you spend? I've completely forgotten. This is what happens when you don't play an army for so long. That I've got Ether Gold.
You have indeed. Now, obviously, you know, everyone's a bit rusty and a few things get forgotten during games. I'm sure as Dave has a few more games with him, he'll remember when they go. Obviously, it's not a massive impact mid-game now.
You can't bribe me with Aether Gold, Dave.
I want to use an Aether Gold to go Bloodthirsty, the Bloodthirsty Triumph. Because obviously Triumphs have changed in the new edition. And that makes me re-roll my wounds, I think. If you want to check that for us, Matt, whilst I roll.
Reroll wounds of 1, isn't it? The Triumph.
Is it re-roll wounds of 1?
I think so.
So, is this a triumph you use? What's your rule let you do, Dave?
So basically, once per phase, I'll read it out. Once per phase, you can say that 1 unit from your army that has any shares of Ether Gold will spend 1 of them. If you do so, subtract 1 from that unit's bravery for the rest of the battle, but you can pick a triumph it is eligible to use and immediately apply its effect to that unit. Ignore any restrictions on a triumph that say it can only be used once per battle if you pay using Ether Gold.
Okay, so you can add 1 to wound rolls until the end of the phase with Inspired?
Add 1 to wound rolls. That's fine. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, Arcanaut Cutters first, hitting on 4s, hit you once. So with that +1 to wound, it's a 3+ to wound. This actually is going on your Arch Revenant.
Okay.
So it's failed. And then the Sky Pike, which is just there, is also going to go...
Is that... the other guys in the back, are they different weapons, are they?
They're all... So the 2 guys who just fought are these 2 against his Arch Revenant with these cutters. And then we've got the Sky Pike is just there by his Kurnoth Hunter and his Arch Revenant. Yeah. But I've declared all the attacks on the Arch Revenant.
Everything's on the Arch Revenant.
Everything's on the Arch Revenant.
Okay, cool.
So 2 attacks, hitting on 4s. 1 hit, 3 to wound with the... never mind. That would have done D3 damage, which is a shame. They both hit, but that's done nothing. So
Okay.
over to you, Joe.
What about the other weapons? Because they've got an inch range, haven't they? Because your base is an inch, so the ones at the back, the base to base, they'll be able to just reach.
Oh, okay. Oh, that guy at the back there won't know. And I don't think that guy can either. So I might just have one extra gun butt that's in 1 inch.
Okay.
That hits on a 4. It's hit. It wounds on a 4 with the +1, so that's gone off. No rend.
No rend, so with her Crescent Shield, she's on 3+, which she fails.
Ooh.
Just 1 damage.
1 damage.
So that's it.
Okay, and it's my Arch Revenants now. So she's used a shield as a defence, so she's just getting 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounded on 3s. However, she does benefit from the Lord of the Hunt ability that I use, which allows her to reroll hits and wounds of 1.
Nice.
So 3s, rerolling 1s. Yep, and 3s again. Yep, and they're -2 rend, Dave.
So that's 5 pluses. Just failed 1.
2 damage.
That is 2 dead dwarfs.
And then her Zephyr Spike's Tail Pincers is just 1 attack, hitting on a 4, which misses.
Okay.
And I think that's it for fighting in it, Dave. So at the end of the combat phase, my Colonel Hunter can try and stomp the ground. Although actually, he has to pick an enemy unit within 1 inch,
Oh, I wonder.
which I think he's okay there. And then he rolls a dice. On a 4+, it suffers a mortal wound. No, you're okay.
Well, it's looking a bit brutal, isn't it? So obviously we've got the battle shock phase, and both of you are probably going to have to take battle shock here. What's the bravery of your Colonel?
So the Colonel Hunters are bravery 8 at the moment.
So they're fine.
So they're okay. You're -1 bravery, Dave, with your...
But I'm within 12 inches of my Arcanaut Admiral, so I do not have to take a battle shock test.
Oh, so you're just immune to battle shock within 12 inches of it?
Wholly within 12 inches.
That's really handy.
Battle shock.
Really handy.
That is good. I thought you had command points anyway you could use to...
Well, to be honest, I remember that after I saved the command point to do that. So yeah, absolutely. I was going to spend a CP to keep them in the fight, which is why I was quite. I mean, that E for gold at that point probably didn't make a massive difference. But -1 bravery, I'm not going to be taking battle shock anyway.
So at the end of turn 2, I mean, the Sylvaneth army is massively depleted. You've got 3 models left. However, if you can kill those at the 4 left, you win the game, Jake. Regardless
I
of what
need
happens.
to win the priority roll.
If you win the priority, I think you might have
Which means I'm not going to win the priority roll.
Let's see.
So yeah, all important turn 3 priority roll.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I've still got my Admiral, and I'm going first again, so that's 2 command points.
2 command
Jake
points,
gets 3.
What's another one?
I'm going to Heroic Leadership, which I get another 1.
It's a separate one for your Heroic Leadership. I think I need to keep that general alive, my general alive.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to do a Heroic Recovery.
Okay.
So she's failed it.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
So, what I do need to check at this point is if you are in combat, can you make a normal move and go into a garrison?
You can't make a normal move if you're within 3 inches of an enemy.
You had to make a
model.
retreat move.
A retreat move.
A normal move is a move that isn't a retreat or a run.
You're going to have to kill the Sylvaneth to save
I'm going to have to kill the
Sylvaneth.
Sylvaneth, aren't I? There's no
Or
point
get
taking
out.
him
What's your movement? You could get out of dodge and throw the ship in and keep them alive that way.
4 inches, but I think I could probably kill those 2 with shooting.
Okay. If you don't, you lose a game.
But if I run out of combat, he'll just charge into me and kill me.
Unless you charge him with the ship.
But then he'll kill my ship.
Can I use...
But the ship doesn't matter if it dies.
Right.
Can I
before
use
forget-
Rally? It's in the hero phase.
So yes, you can, but they're within 3 inches of an
Of course,
enemy.
Yep.
So there is something for me to do in my command phase. I heal a wound on my frigate from the Endrin Master on board, so he's only taken 3 wounds. That's it though for command phase stuff. So movement, we are going to keep the Arcanaut in combat.
Okay.
That Tree Lord is getting scarily close, so let's move this guy to here.
So obviously, doing it. What I'd have maybe done there is move the guys out and send the ship in, because it doesn't matter if the ship lives or dies, but you could win the game if they don't die. And by holding both of those in combat, they're probably not going to kill a ship, and that gives your guy chance to run away from the Tree Lord, who cannot possibly catch those guys.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine because I'm going to kill both of these things with shooting. Absolutely. Although I've just remembered, I do have Skymines with mortal wounds. So I could charge. And potentially kill them with mortal wounds.
Obviously, yes, we're committed now, but...
yeah, we're committed now. We're committed now. I could still charge from there, to be honest. But it'd have to be a good charge roll. Anyway, you live and learn. So that is that's the movement phase. So shooting, we are going to shoot that Arch Revenant in the face. They've both got 3+ saves, haven't they?
No, they've got 4+ saves, but obviously with all that defence I can get up to 3+.
Yeah. So
You're shooting the Arch Revenant.
I'm going to shoot the Arch Revenant.
He will have to use all that defence.
Okay. So we have got we've got 2 pistols. So we'll shoot those first. Am I going to use any +1 to hit? No. So these are hitting on 4s, I believe.
Well, 2 misses, so not hitting on 2s.
Yeah, hitting on 4s. And they're wounding on 4s. So 1 wound, full save.
So 3+ save with all that defence. She fails it.
1 damage.
Ooh.
We've got the Ether Flare pistol from the captain. He has hit twice. He's wounding on 3s. He's wounded once, again, full save.
She's okay.
Okay. And I apparently can't count because there's another... Oh no, that's right. And then we've got the Sky Pike. This is going to do the damage. So hitting on a 4. It's hit. It's wounding on a 3.
Ooh.
That is a problem.
Is this like a harpoon thing?
Yeah.
Has he
it's
just
a
like
harpoon gun.
fired it backwards into the frigate?
So what we're going to do next then is we're going to fire the Admiral's pistol at the Arch Revenant.
Okay.
So he's got my artifact, which is the Staff of Ocular Vision, I think it's called. He's got a volley pistol with 3 shots, so he's going to be hitting on 2s with his relic. He rolls a 1. He is wounding on 4s. He's wounded you both times, -1 rend.
So 4+ save. She's okay.
Problems.
It was 4+ with the all-out defence. It lasts until the end of the phase, see, so...
Okay.
If you're going to use it, I think use it early in the phase to
You
get
may
the
as well
matches
get the
out.
maximum. I guess that's where people can try and force you to use it on maybe a suboptimal
They can,
unit.
yeah, because they can feign an attack on one unit and then commit
Focus
you
down the other one.
exactly, yeah.
So, do we split fire with the frigate? I'm tempted not to because I know how I've been rolling. What I am definitely going to do is I want to use the Ether Gold on the frigate.
Yep.
To Bloodthirsty again, +1 to wound.
So inspired is +1 to wound.
Okay.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I thought it was Bloodthirsty. Is that the charge one?
Bloodthirsty reroll charge.
Okay. And I'm gonna have to play it safe and put them all on the Arch Revenant.
So Jason Larson says, "Happy Dominion Day! Cheers from across the pond. Hope you're enjoying the battle." There's not many models left on each side, and it could go either way at the minute. I think the Sylvaneth of the Edge, because those guys are in combat.
Yeah.
I think if they, I don't know, if you can kill one of them, I think the other one probably still can do it, unless you can tank some wounds and then run like hell.
Yeah. So I'm going to use the Ether Gold on the frigate, so it's +1 to wound.
Mm-hmm.
The Admiral's also going to issue a command for all-out attack to go +1 to hit. On a 5+, I get that command point back. I don't, so that's been spent. And we're going to put... I really want to split fire, but I really don't want to fluff it.
So how many wounds are left on the Arch Revenant?
She's got 3 wounds left.
And then the Kernotham's has got 5 wounds.
5 wounds, yeah.
I kind of want to kill them both.
How much damage can you do?
So I've got 4 carbine shots that do 2 damage each. Hitting on 2s, wounding on 2s.
So that would kill one of them,
-1.
potentially.
And then D6 shots from the shrapnel cannon, 2 damage each. 2s and 2s, -1.
So I guess it's whether you get lucky with the cannon, isn't it? In theory, you could kill them
You don't have
both.
enough firepower.
What does the chat think? Do I split fire?
Chat. Do we think do we focus down one target, or do we split the shots and try and kill both of them, potentially winning Dave the game unless the tree man murders those things?
We'll give them a moment to come back.
There's a little bit of a delay on the chat, but
The Arch Revenant does have a safety net. She can sacrifice the bug on her back to negate a wound as well.
Just 1 wound.
Just 1 wound, which I don't think will make much difference here, because if you're doing 4 wounds, you're killing her.
yeah.
Even if I negate 1.
So it's tough, isn't it? Because there's pros and cons to both.
Yeah.
If it's in a different scenario, I'd say focus one down to make sure it's dead. In this one, those guys have to live or you lose the game. Now, obviously, it's not a monster that you can tier, so if you don't kill them, it makes no difference. A 1 wound left Kenneth is still going to murder that unit.
Right, I think Jason's just...
So JDMC says never split shots.
But Jason says high risk, high reward, go for glory.
Brian Quick says go for broke.
So you're in no better position as you were now before you
it's
left the chat.
It's 2 to 1.
Two votes for
2 votes
splitting.
to
Oh,
1.
you split
We're going to
it?
split fire. We're going to
Okay.
split fire. We're going to go the carbines on your Arch Revenant,
Okay.
and we're going to go the cannon on your Kenneth Hunter.
Okay.
No guts, no glory, right? So hitting on 2s with the carbines. So they've all hit. We're wounding on 2s with carbines. That's 3 wounds at -1.
So it takes her back to a 4+ save. She saves 2 of them.
So that's just 2 damage. Ooh, she lives.
And I'm gonna just take 1 damage, and she's gonna lose her bug.
Okay.
So how many wounds you got left?
She's got 2 wounds left now.
Ooh.
Shouldn't have split fire. D6 shots from the cannon on your thingy. 2 shots. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds, -1.
So these haven't got all-out defense on them. So these are now. This will be a 5+
But they've got their
save.
roots down.
That's at the start of the charge phase.
Okay.
So no, they've gone through.
2 damage each.
So he's got 1 wound left.
So unfortunately, you've almost killed them both. Now Grace here says, if so, maximise your chances and focus on 1.
Yeah, should have probably done that, but I saw glory and went for it.
You had the potential to kill them both.
Yeah. So at that point then, that is the end of my shooting phase. So what I'm going to do is something that I really wish I positioned my ship better for. I'm going to try a long charge.
So here's where if you'd have moved those guys out, they'd have been safe and you probably would have won the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I really was confident that I was going to kill him in the shooting phase. So I'm going to charge with the frigate.
No,
9.
charge might be enough to get them into combat.
You get into combat.
But you can technically land on scenery and stuff. We
You'll
can
move
be a
that
bit
way,
funky
there you
with it.
So I think with the size of my base, I can probably go to here, can't I, if I tilt it
So
sideways?
for the back of your base will be what you need to measure really for the furthest point you can go.
What did you get?
9.
Yeah.
So actually, that's...
You can land on the other side of that.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
you're going to do it, Dave. You have to come there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like,
That's fine.
You can move that.
Just have to go sideways to here.
Which I guess does put a big frigate-sized wall in the way of that tree lord as
It
well.
does.
Yeah. So, okay. So start of the combat phase, 2 things happen here, Jay.
Well, let's start on phase as well. Yeah, I'm using my shield for defense and my roots as well.
Okay. So start the combat phase. I'm going to use a CP from the Admiral onto the Arcanum Company to go +1 to save, just in case. 5+ I get that back.
Yeah.
I don't, so down to 1. Start the combat phase, I'm going to use my bomb racks. I pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of the model and roll a dice. I'm within 1 inch of the both of them, but I'm going to pick your Arch Revenant.
Yeah.
On a 4+, you suffer D3 mortal wounds. No.
Ooh.
So I'm also going to use his once per battle artifact, which is called the Malefic Sky Mines. Pick 1 enemy unit within 6 inches. Didn't realise it was 6 inches. We're going to go with your Arch Revenant again.
Mm-hmm.
On a 2 to 3, you suffer D3 mortal wounds. On a 4+, you suffer D6. So D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds.
Which kills her.
Oh, this is getting close now.
When she dies, she uses her Legacy of Valor command trait. Pick one enemy unit within 1 inch of this model, which would be your Arcanauts, and roll a dice. That unit suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
One more.
Ooh. How many left there, Dave?
You know, I've got to put a frigate in the way.
You've got 4 left.
Do you want to get rid of... at this point, we're going to lose the Skyhook. Okay. So
Morton Joe says, can you take faction scenery and Path to Glory, or don't either of these armies use them? It depends on the mission. It will say in the battle plan whether they can be used or not. Obviously, as we move into the match play missions, then yeah, they'll be used every time. It's quite a small footprint on these 600-point battles as well, so I think as we start scaling up the games, we'll see more of those in the battle.
So I'm going to pile in with the... See, really the Admiral's the best one to use in combat here, but he can't pile in until the ship piles in.
Yep.
But I don't really want to go first with that. Do I?
Is a Colonel Hunter with 1 wound left?
Yeah.
So you just need to cause a single wound and you're safe.
Yeah. What's going to do more damage?
Well, the ship gets quite a few attacks, doesn't it, in combat?
He only gets 4 attacks. No, he doesn't. He gets 6 attacks. We're going to pile in with the ship.
I'm going to use all-out defence on the Colonel Hunter champion there.
Does he plant his roots as well?
Yeah, so he's got +2 modifier to his saves now.
Capping at what?
It caps at 1, but it will negate any Ren 2 that comes through. So
There will be no Ren 2 coming through.
Oh, in that case then, he will...
I'm going
well,
to...
he's already Ren 1 though, isn't there?
He's Ren 1, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll still do it. So it'll give me a
benefit.
+1 save.
I'm going to issue a command from... Can a unit champion only issue a command to his unit?
Yeah.
That is correct, yeah.
Right, so I can't do anything there. Okay, so we've got 6 attacks from the boarding weapons on the ship. Hitting on 4s. No, I don't get that. So 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound, full save.
Brian says you're just going to murder the hunter.
3+.
Don't pretend.
He's okay.
Right, that's all my attacks.
Is that it? Ooh.
So what have we got? 3 dwarfs left.
3 dwarfs left.
Who we're going to be attacking with the Colonel Hunter champion in revenge for... So he's hitting on a 2 because he's the champion.
These have got all that defence on them.
He's
so.
hit 3 times.
Yeah.
He's wounded on 3s. He's wounded once at Ren -2.
So with my +1 save, that means I've got a 5+ save, which I am going to make. Watch this. No, I haven't.
He does D3 damage.
Oh no.
3 damage!
Oh, he's done it. He has done it.
Unlucky. See, it's a shame they didn't run away and live to fight another day.
But I was hoping that the amount of shots that they had, they would do more wounds.
I guess that left a chance that they wouldn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Where if they ran away, they'd definitely die. You might not deal with them, but they'd definitely not be dead this turn.
But they might have been dead in Jay's turn.
Not if they were locked in combat though, because he couldn't charge them.
Yeah, there's more turns yet though, so they could have killed the frigate in his turn and then charged the Arcanauts are then going to be running around. So
there's always a chance, isn't there? It's
yeah.
a shame. So the battle is Jay's. Jay has won the battle. However, obviously there's still a combat going on, so your guy can maybe kill the Colonel.
So my Admiral's going to go. He's got 3 attacks. He is hitting on 3s. Don't think he gets anything about. You can re-roll hit and wound rolls of 1 for attacks made with a melee weapon that target a hero or monster.
Unfortunately, there's no ones.
Hero. Or what's it there?
And I know he's not technically a monster, even though he has massacred all your dwarfs.
He wounds on a 2. He's wounded. That is Ren -2. So actually, I did have a Ren
there you go.
-2.
So I'm on a 4+ save. I get a +1 for my thicket roots and +1 for all out defence, which takes me to a 2+ save. Ren -2 would take me back to a 4+. And he makes it.
Oh,
Is the Colonel Hunter alive?
he is alive.
And that's the end of the...
That's the end of that turn.
So he will try and stomp and do a mortal wound. Oh, he's a boss, this guy.
Is that on the frigate
It's
or
on.
the admiral?
Can you target people in garrisons?
You can be
yeah.
-1 to hit, but you don't need to worry about that.
We'll do a 50-50. On a 4+, it was your admiral. Yeah, so your admiral's got a mortal wound.
Okay, so admiral's taking a mortal wound.
So yeah, I mean, technically, we'd play out the rest of the game.
Yeah.
There is a benefit to that because you can get experience and you can get points towards your quest as well.
Yeah.
So
Jay's turn.
Jay's turn 3.
No hero on the board, and only 1 command point left over from your turn, Dave.
Brian says you should put a Kharadron Overlord on the base of that colonel.
I might put some dwarven skulls hanging off his bark. Yeah, I think there's going to be a Sylvaneth revamp of this army into 3rd edition. I've always liked the Sylvaneth, but my paint scheme is looking a bit old in the tooth now. I think they were one of the first ages back in Age Sigmar 1 when I painted this army, and I want to have another crack at them. I think. So the Tree Lord then is going to move 6 inches. It's easier with this, isn't it?
Oh, we see a monster in combat for the first time on the stream as well.
And then it's my shooting phase. So the Tree Lord is going to shoot the frigate. Gets 5 attacks. Hitting on 2s, I think, still. Hitting on 2s, moving on 3s. So 3 hits.
He's a bit tired now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a lot of walking. Only 2 wounds, Dave, at -1.
So 5s. Passed them both.
Ding ding. Yeah, you aim the sky cannon out of the way with his roots that turn. And then the charge phase then. So the Tree Lord is going in. 8 inches.
Now, of course, at the start of your turn, Dave could have used a heroic ability.
Yeah. I'm going to go all out defense, but in. Oh, yes,
yeah, heroic ability. Yeah,
yeah.
We skipped that, didn't we? Because I didn't have a hero on the board.
Yeah. I'll try and heal my admiral.
Do you want to
No,
use
I'll
his
go find a
finest hour?
tower. I'll go find a tower.
Finest hour, yeah, may
Finest
as well
hour.
now.
I'm going to.
I haven't chosen any. I've not targeted anything yet.
That's fine. It's ended the charge phase.
Yep.
So I'm going to.
You cannot shoot because he's in combat.
Can't shoot. He's in combat. That's. I'll wait till the start of the combat phase.
So the start of the combat phase, the start of the charge phase. I keep forgetting. So he's obviously planting his roots at the start of the charge phase. There's no reason why you wouldn't do that. The Tree Lord then, at the start of the combat phase, gets to pick an enemy unit. So he's going to pick.
So we'll end of the charge phase. You can do a monstrous rampage.
Oh yeah! Wow. Okay.
So it's the first time we've used the monstrous rampages on the stream. So obviously, when you've at the end of the charge phase, each of your monsters can do a different monstrous rampage. You've got 4 options. Raw. You pick an enemy unit within 3 inches. On a 3+, they cannot receive or issue commands, which is really, really good. You can shut down that all-out defense and stuff like that. You can stomp. You pick an enemy unit within 3 inches. On a 2+, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. It's probably the least good one, I'd say, that one. But, you know, a situation where Dave was in earlier, if you've got a unit with 1 wound left, you chance it and take him out. Titanic Duel, you pick an enemy monster. I do not believe that has the monster keyword, does it?
Doesn't, no.
And Smash to Rubble, basically on a 3+, you can demolish a terrain feature.
Yep.
So really, it's going to be the Roar or the Stomp, Jay.
Yeah. And as much as I would like to smash to rubble the frigate, Dave, I'm going to do a roar. I'm going to target your admiral. So on a 3+, it would basically gag him. It does.
So I won't be able to all-out defense.
He cannot issue or receive any commands. If you had any other units that could, they could put it on the frigate, for example.
Can't.
But yeah, you're a bit limited with your command abilities now.
Yep.
We're also going to so that at the start of the combat phase, my Tree Lord gets to stomp. So he's going to stomp on your admiral.
Okay.
I'm assuming I can still stomp on
Yeah,
them.
you can. You count as in combat with both of them.
Yeah. So on a 4+, your admiral's fighting last.
Okay.
And then at the start of the combat phase, I can issue some commands. So the only thing I can do is my Kernoff Hunter champion can issue a command to himself. He can't issue a command to the Tree Lord. However, he is going to use the Lord of the Hunt command. So I can use the command ability to start the combat phase. If you do so, pick 1 enemy unit within 12 inches of a friendly Heartwood hero. Oh, I can't do that. We haven't got any Heartwood heroes. So he's just going to use all-out
attack.
No, because he already gets +1 to hit.
Oh.
So there's not much to do with this.
You're not going to have to take a bravery test, so you might as well spend it.
All-out defense on himself.
There's no reason not to use it, is there?
No.
Unless it lives, and this is that command point's gone at the end of the turn anyway. Isn't
All
it?
out defence, so he's stacking his save. Okay, so we'll go with the Kurnoth Hunter first, I think, because I don't think he's going to be around for much longer to fight. He's sort of living on his luck there on that last turn. However, you don't have to do many wounds to the Tree Lord to knock his stats down. So we're going to go for the Tree Lord first.
Tree Lord first.
So the Tree
Who's he
Lord...
targeting?
Oh, no. Then how many wounds has your frigate got left?
So the frigate's taken 3 wounds, and it has 14 in total, I believe.
Wow.
So 11 wounds to do.
It's a lot to try and get through then, innit?
It has a 4+ save, and I can't buff that either. So
No. Yeah, well, he's going to try and smash the frigate. He's got to get through that frigate before you can get to your admiral, hasn't he? So he gets 4 attacks with sweeping blows. These are hitting on freeze. Only 2 hits. They're wounding on freeze. Only 1 wound at -1 rend.
5+ save. You've done it.
D6 damage. 6 damage.
6 damage, that's big
6 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Brian
taken.
Quick thinks you should give him a helmet or a pipe or something. My regular opponents give each other bits when they have a battle to add to the bases. That's a really cool thing to do.
That is a very
It would be
cool
good
idea.
in Path to Glory as well, because it sort of builds up that sort of history of the battles we're fighting.
Darren says, you got this.
The Tree Lord then's going to make his massive impaling talon attack. So this hits on a 3. It's hit. That never hits. It wounds on a 2.
Does that mean it's not going to wound?
It's wounded! Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
gosh.
-2 rend, Dave.
So that's going to take me down to a 6+ save, Jay, which I failed.
Oh, what did I roll to hit then? I didn't roll a 6 to hit, did I?
No.
No, that's okay. So it's just 1 damage. Yeah, if you roll a 6 to hit,
Oh, right.
it does D6 mortal wounds if he rolls a 6 to hit.
That was underwhelming. So 10 wounds taken on the 10 wounds taken on the frigate. I've got no idea. There it is. So I can't fight back with my admiral.
No.
I've taken 10 wounds, so I've only got 3 attacks with my boarding weapons. These are going to go on that pesky Kurnoth Hunter.
Okay.
So 4s. Miss with that. So I've hit you twice. 4s again. Wounded you twice. No rend, so full save.
So 3+ save. He's dead.
Ooh.
The Kurnoth
Well done,
Hunter
frigate.
deaded. Which then means your admiral can fight now, Dave.
Yep. So he gets 3 attacks. Hitting on freeze. My hitting on freeze. But I'm rerolling 1s because you're a monster.
You use your finest hour as well, so you get +1 to wound,
Yeah.
+1 to save, don't you?
So I've hit you 3 times. Wounding you on 2s. Wounding you on 1s actually.
No,
But
ones always fail.
I forgot there was pointless using. Oh no, +1 save would have been handy. So that is 3 wounds at -2.
So it takes it to a 5+ save. So fail 2.
2 damage each.
Wow,
4 damage.
that's pretty good.
And that's that.
That is that. Nope.
So, I guess we need to play out the final turn and see how this battle goes.
It's basically going to be a fight between. How many wounds has that Tree Lord got left?
He's got 8 wounds left.
2, 4, 6.
And the profile is so... The degraded profile is very, very harsh on the Tree Lords. Already now, he's only getting 3 attacks back now on his...
So should we roll off?
So all your command points reset?
I've won! I've won the priority roll! After I've won the game.
Do you want me to go first?
No, I think I will go first, David.
Okay.
So Dave, you get 2 command points. Jay, you get 1. Dave, you get an additional one for your general being alive, unfortunately.
I'm available to do command abilities now, though, can't I? So I'll do a heroic action because you unfortunately can't.
Yep.
And I am going to try and heal my general. 8. His leadership is 8, so he heals a wound, is that
A
right?
single wound, yeah.
So he only took 1 wound, so he's back to full strength.
Okay. We'll shoot in face. We're going to shoot the frigate. So we're now hitting on freeze with the strangle roots. So they've all hit. Wounding still on freeze. Not pretty good. 4 at
Why did you
-1.
use a all-out defence there, Dave?
Yeah, should have done.
Minus
How
one.
any rend, -1. So 5s. Yeah, I failed them all.
So that's 4 damage.
He's dead. I should have used all that defense.
The frigate is gone.
In the heat of battle, I completely forgot. Now I have to see if my admiral dies.
What?
I can't remember.
I believe on a 1.
Is it roll a d6 and it's page 266, Matt?
So while Dave's looking at that, Brian Quick says, "What realm are you in?" Technically, we're in Gur. Now I know in the match play rules there are specific Gur stuff. We're holding fire until the Path to Glory stuff comes out. We imagine it's going to have some similar rules. Dodge Roller, afternoon chaps, you have joined us at the very end of the battle. This should be available to watch both on YouTube and Twitch as soon as the stream ends. There's not many models left on the table, and Dave's general is about to potentially explode in a big fiery fireball.
Matt was right. When a garrison blows up, you roll a dice for every model that was garrisoned. On a 1, they are slain. He's not slain. He's alive. I should have used all that defense there. It was in the heat of the moment. I completely forgot.
He's absolutely got this.
So he's going to go. He can't kill your tree
That
lord.
was my shooting.
Oh, he has a shooting thing.
He comes out of this burning frigate with his axe raised high. Slices
It's a massive hammer, scaff hammer.
I feel we need to get the camera in for this epic duel.
Okay. So there's no point in the tree lord doing his stomp, but he can do his monstrous action, which he's gonna do. And this time he's not gonna roar. He's gonna stomp. But on a 2+ do D3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
Yes, he's done D3 mortal wounds. He's done 3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
How many wounds he got left, Dave?
He has got 3 wounds left.
Okay. And then he's obviously going to choose you as a target to attack. So I'm assuming you're going to use all that defense.
I'm going to go all out defense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he gets now.
Oh, on a 5+, I get that back. Don't get it.
He gets 3 attacks. Hitting you on freeze, wounding you on freeze. 2 ones now.
Nice.
Wounding you on freeze. He's wounded you. You can ignore the rend, so it's just your full save.
Okay. 3+. I've rolled it off. What was it, Jay?
5.
Was it a 5? I'm okay.
And then he gets his sweeping, massive impaling talon. So a 3. Oh, if that was a 6, that would have been good. To wound is still a 2. Oh, see, it should be the weird one that's a 6. That's rend -2, so rend -1 for you.
I failed it.
Just 1 damage there.
1 damage. So 4 taken on the Admiral.
Immortan Joe says it's David versus Goliath, but David brought a shotgun.
Yeah.
The Scarf Hammer, 3 attacks, hitting on freeze, hits 3 times, wounds on a 2, he's wounded 3 times, -2 rend.
-2, so 5s. Nope, all got through.
2 damage each.
So that takes him now, he's got 6 wounds. No, 2 wounds left now.
2 wounds left. Can Dave fell the tree man?
Absolutely.
His turn.
Because I believe that's the end of that turn.
It is the end of that turn.
So,
No, I went first, so it's now your turn.
Yeah, end of your your turn.
So this is the final turn of the game now.
Okay, so I gain a command point. Nothing else to do in the hero phase. Let's go straight into the
got
shooting
something to do
phase.
in the hero phase.
Have I got some
Heroic
heroic
recovery.
action? Heroic recovery, yeah.
Which is what I would use if I was you.
And I've rolled under, so it's D3, 3 wounds back.
There you go. Tough nut to crack. This is why I love heroes in Age of
And
Sigmar
and it's not over to. I mean, obviously this scenario is a bit different because there was a firm win condition.
Yeah.
But never give up because your heroes can always come
No.
back. Your monsters can disrupt those elite
Yeah.
units. There's lots you can do.
Absolutely. Let's go for his volley pistol, hitting on 2s because of his relic. He's hit all 3 times. He's wounding on 4s. 1 wound at -1.
4+ save. He's okay.
Combat.
At the start of the combat phase.
I am going to go.
Well, you can't because I can do a monstrous
Yeah.
action.
So
You
Dave
can do monstrous
does his
action.
monstrous action.
Yeah.
So before I do a monstrous action, I'm going to do my stomp, which doesn't go off. So my monstrous action. How many wounds have you got left?
I've only taken 1, so I've got 5 wounds left.
So I can't kill you with a stomp. So I'm going to do a roar, which goes off.
Ah, okay. That. Okay.
But I think you've still got it to kill him.
Let's see. So I can't do all that attack or anything, so we're just going to go straight for the Scarf Hammer. Or Scalf Hammer. Hit on freeze. He's hit 3 times. He's wounded on 2s. He's wounded twice.
2 plus to wound.
2 plus to wound.
Wowzers.
Minus 2.
So 5s with 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Oh, I've saved them both!
Oh, I don't believe it.
But you're okay because he fights back with the force of a twig now at 2 wounds remaining. So he gets 1 attack with his sweeping blow, which hits on a 3. It's missed. And then he gets 1 attack with his massive impaling talon, which this just needs to be a 6. It's not. It hits. It wounds on a 4. It's not wounded.
And is that the end of the battle then?
Nice.
The tree lord goes home to lick his wounds, and I guess the admiral walks home because his ship's exploded.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad he survived though.
So now obviously it is a Path to Glory game, so there's an ongoing kind of campaign system. So what we're going to do now is go through the aftermath sequence. So both the units alive on the table managed to live. Unfortunately, everything else in your armies got killed. So we need to see if there's any injuries and casualties. For the purposes of glory, you both start the Path to Glory with 5 glory each. So this is what you can use to potentially complete quests, get extra stuff, add units, all sorts of fun stuff. Because you fought a battle, you both get 5 glory. So Dave, you're on 10. Jay, you're on 10. Jay, you won a major victory because you took out both of those units, so you get an additional 3 glory. Dave, your warlord took part in the battle and did not die, so you get another glory. So even though you lost, you still got 11 glory, which makes Path to Glory really fun. For you've got enough resources to build your army, even if you lose, which is good. Obviously Jay's got more, but yeah, that's
I've got
really
more
good
to replace.
Yeah. So we then need to resolve injuries and casualties. So all heroes and any units with a wounds characteristic of 8 or more that are noted as single. I think it's just your general, isn't it?
Archer,
Should we put him on the... Move that out of the way and we'll put him in the centre. Oops. So, do you want to just move that out of the way, Dave?
Oops, sorry.
So, we need to see if anything bad happens to your general, Jay. So, do you want to make a 2d6 roll for me, please?
Okay, so this is a 66 roll, is it? So if I use a different colour for me...
No, just 2d6.
Oh,
just
2d6, sorry, okay, 2d6, here we go. 5.
Critical injury. The next battle, it starts with D3 wounds on it already that cannot be healed or negated.
Wowzers.
So should we roll to see how many wounds he takes? So yeah, he starts the battle with 2 wounds on it that cannot be healed. Which that's a pretty big blow, isn't it?
She needs to regrow a limb.
You can re-roll that by spending the glory, but there's worse things that can happen.
No, that's okay. It's a souvenir, a scar. The ladies will love it.
So, have you got any unique units that I think it's just your big ship, isn't it, Dave?
Is that unique?
It's a single model.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So I have to roll 2d6, yeah?
Is there a different table for... Imagine there's no concept of like vehicles and things, is there?
No. So because it's single,
isn't it?
basically it's a single model. So you roll on that table rather than lose models.
Yeah. So 2d6?
2d6, yeah.
I've rolled a 7.
A 7, so that's got a major injury. It starts with 1 wound allocated to it in the next battle.
Right, 1 wound allocated to it.
Which
So
it
that's not
heals
too
at the
bad.
beginning of its hero phase.
They can't be healed.
Oh,
any
that
of
one
those
can't be
ones,
healed,
yeah.
right.
Same with your ones, Jay.
Yeah,
so you
okay.
can't heroic recovery them.
No.
Basically, his tear's gone down a little bit.
Capped at that amount.
So, would you want to throw your next unit in the centre of the table, Jay? Your Kernoth Hunters, is it?
Yeah, the Killer Hunters, although, I was impressed with how these did. They took a lot of casualties going in. Not that Unleash Hell was brutal when it killed 2 of them, but then that last Kernoth Hunter who could
Just did not
survived.
So this is where potentially you could start losing models in your Path to Glory. You need to roll the dice for each model, Dave. Jay?
Okay.
Every one, they're removed from the unit for the game.
I'm okay.
They're fine. And then you've got your 5 guys, haven't you?
The Tree Revenants, yeah. Who, I mean, they played such a critical part in this game. You know, I think the highlight reel is going to be full of these guys running around. Oh no, they didn't, did they? They just died straight away.
Skyhook, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So
Just...
I think this is a little bit more brutal than in 40k because you can rapidly lose your units, couldn't you? So again, 5 dice. So that one means that you've lost a model from that army for the rest of the campaign. You can spend a glory to re-roll the dice if you want to.
It's not worth 1 glory after their performance today.
So Dave, obviously you've got some units to do that with as well. We'll put a model on there to get them all on there, but 10 dice for that unit.
10 dice.
And every one you'll lose a model from that unit for the rest of the campaign. Now there are ways to bring these back during the campaign.
1.
Surprisingly, that's few ones for you.
Wow.
So
Dwarfs are made of sturdy stuff. They don't run away.
I've lost a dwarf.
you've lost a unit of 9. You can spend a glory to re-roll that one if you want, Dave.
Was he? Did people like that dwarf? Was he popular?
So can I replenish him later in the
It's
campaign?
more expensive to replenish later in the campaign than using that point to re-roll now.
Let's use the glory then and re-roll.
Okay. Yeah, he's fine.
Okay, so I've
So
spent.
you've got 10 glory left. And then your final unit is your 3 balloon guys.
Yeah, let's just take him off.
And hopefully you don't lose any of these fellas.
Yeah, these are a lot more valuable, really.
Oh no! You can use a glory to re-roll a single die.
Can I use 2 glory to re-roll 2?
You cannot, no.
Oh, I'm gonna have to spend a glory to re-roll 1.
No, re-roll the 4, make them all go.
No. No, right. So I've lost an engine rigger.
You've lost the unpainted guy, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's his crime.
Showing
being
up with no paint
unpainted.
on.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's pretty brutal. You then gain renown points. So everyone who survived gets renown. So the tree and the general get renown. You get some bonus renown. So each unit that's alive at the end of the game gets an additional glory. So for Dave, and then every model that managed to destroy a unit gets a glory for Jay.
Which I believe was the Colonel Hunters definitely killed a unit, and I think the Tree Lord. No, it was the Arch Revenant, wasn't it, in the combat phase?
For the purpose of that, it's just the balloon guys and the Arkanauts, the units that killed those two.
So okay, the Arch Revenant killed the balloon guys when he charged,
so he gets
and
glory.
the Colonel Hunter I think killed
No,
them.
you
killing
don't get
this.
glory.
Yeah.
You don't get anything for killing that because that was not a mission
No.
objective.
But, yeah.
So my Tree Lord gets a renown because he's still alive at the end of the game.
Yep.
The Tree Revenants, renownless.
Yep. You can then both pick one unit that took part in the battle to get D6 renown. Now, there's no benefit really for your heroes at this point.
It's got to be the Colonel Hunter.
Okay,
For
so
me.
Jay, they get 1 renown, and Dave, you get to pick a unit to get some renown.
I'm gonna go for my frigate.
Okay. Gets 3 renown. So I don't think either of you have got a unit with 5 renown, have you?
No.
If you did, they would start getting some. In the case of heroes, they get a command ability each, which is really cool. For your other units, they get basically command abilities, one use only kind of style things that they can do, which is really fun. So we've done that. We now move on to completing quests. So Jay, I think you actually have a unit within Dave's territory at the start of the game, because there's like a rectangle around here.
Yeah.
If we go to the over.
Yeah, you're right. It was from inside there. The dice was.
It
Yeah,
was,
so
yeah.
I think I do.
So you get 1 point on your
my
your
quest.
quest. You could choose to spend another 2 glory to complete your quest
Yep.
and get a artifact, the artifact that you picked.
The Vesperal Gem. I think I will spend 2 glory to complete that quest.
Yeah, so cool. So you've completed that quest. You get that artifact added to your vault, and you can pick another quest to go on, which we won't do now because you want to have a look to see what quest you want to do.
Yeah.
Dave,
I
you
think
have
I've
got
just
a unit
done it.
just on the other side.
Just
I
done
think
it.
we were right, aren't we?
Yeah. they were
So
just
again,
on-
you get 1 point. You can optionally spend 2 to complete it. However, if you do so, you're not going to have enough glory to get territories. A territory costs 10. If you want a territory, you don't have to get one every game. Again, you could save some of that glory for.
I'm not going to
heroes.
spend my glory to get the relic. We'll try again next time.
Okay.
That bottle's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
So now you can choose to upgrade your stronghold. You need a lot more glory to do that. You can add barracks, which ups your unit limit count. I think we start the game with 6. Both of you got plenty of space to add a couple of units for the time being.
Yeah.
So that's not a critical thing at the moment. We then move on to managing the territory. So the first thing that you both do is discover new territory as you go scouting the lands outside the battle. So if you want to roll a D66 for me, please, Jay.
Okay.
This will represent what territory you've found while exploring the wilds.
54.
54 is a Realm Stone Reserve. You would get D3 additional glory in the aftermath sequence of every game. That's pretty good.
That is good. It pays for itself after a couple of games.
Yeah, it will cost you 10 glory to take that though.
I think the earlier you can get that on in your campaign, the more use you get out of it.
Three and a bit games, it's paid for itself in theory.
So I will. I'm on 1 glory left now, but I've managed to find a Realm Stone Reserve.
And later on in the campaign, for 15 glory, you could upgrade that to give you D6 glory after every game that you play.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Dave, do you want to do an explore roll for me?
So 51.
51 is a large settlement. So adding this will allow you to add, reduce the glory points of adding a unit that's not a hero to your order of battle. So essentially it makes it cheaper for you to add new units to your force.
But how
It will
much
cost
glory?
you all the glory you've got left though.
So I've only got 9 left, haven't I?
Then you've got 10, haven't you? You had 11, you used 1 for a reroll. Oh no, you didn't.
used two.
You
So I
cannot
can't
have
afford it.
anything, even though it's a really good one then, you cannot have
No.
that sadly.
No,
That is unfortunate.
It was a Sylvaneth settlement.
it was
You
a Sylvaneth
discovered.
settlement.
You can then choose to add some new units to your order of battle. Jay, you're fresh out of points, I think.
Yeah.
You might have 1 point left.
I've got 1 glory left, yeah.
Dave, you've got 9 glory. You could add some new units. It's on a sliding scale based on how many points they cost. So if you wanted to add a unit between 101 and 150 points, it'd cost you 4 glory.
Okay.
Obviously, if you had that settlement, that's really good because that makes it a lot cheaper. You can also choose to recuperate units as well. Cost you a glory, and on a 4+, you can reduce the casualties of one of your units. Now, obviously, that's a lot more expensive than your dice for the reroll when you were doing the injuries. So for a glory, 50-50 chance of getting back your
I'm going to try it.
thingy. So you're spending a glory. So recuperate. How many points do they cost? Because they cost more the more expensive they are.
They cost, I think it's 120.
Okay, so it will cost you 2 glory to do that.
Okay, we're going to try it though.
So 2 glory for a 50-50 chance to get a guy back. 4+. Nope.
No.
So you're down to 7 glory. Unlucky. So yeah, and obviously you could choose to add a unit to your order of battle as well.
Cool.
Obviously, there might be something you have to think about. And
yeah, what I could do.
So that was a quick kind of overview of Path to Glory and the first game with the Sylvaneth and the Kharadron Overlords. What did we think? Did you enjoy it? Everyone in the chat, did you enjoy the different style of battle compared to a kind of normal match play pitch battle? I really like the Path to Glory stuff. I really like the stuff after the game as well.
Yeah.
Obviously at the minute you've not got much glory to play with. As the games scale up, you get more base glory as well. Meaning your settlement can grow and you can get all those upgrades and stuff. Jay, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was like a game of cat and mouse. You didn't really get a chance to use your fly high, so I managed to keep you over here. But Unleash Hell was brutal.
Really
I mean,
good.
you shot the Tree Revenants off the board, you shot the Kurnoth Hunters off the board, and it was only through some bad rolling that the Arch Revenant and the last Kurnoth Hunter managed to stay alive.
Yeah.
Potentially, you could have shot the whole army off the board.
Yeah, I was tempted to fly high at one point, but I wanted to just keep putting the firepower in, and I decided to keep him over on that side.
I would say, in previous editions, I would overlook characters like the Admiral, the Arch Revenant. They get a few attacks, but with Heroic Recovery, I mean, that Admiral there nearly killed a Tree Lord, was putting wounds on my units. Heroes now, even the small sort of minor heroes, leader type heroes, aren't they? I think they're classed as.
Yeah.
I'll still make quite an impact in a game with the heroic recovery actions.
What I found in these games, certainly, you generally haven't got objective markers you're fighting over, so you need to focus on that mission. It's super important that, like where you left the guys in battle, I think was the flaw, but like you said, if you'd have killed them, they'd have been fine. the stuff that the ship is really sacrificial in that battle because it doesn't matter whether it lives or dies.
Yeah, which was part of my plan with the Arch Revenant, because it wasn't really a problem if the Arch Revenant died. So when you were thinking, oh, do I split the fight, do I focus on the Arch Revenant? I think, well, okay, you focus on the Arch Revenant. And the Arch Revenant, when she dies, she's got like a bomb that goes off as well, and that sort of damage.
So obviously with 600 points you haven't got a lot of units, but as you get a bigger order of battle, that's going to add another element on. Well, what troops do I bring to this battle? Do I need to take my Warlord? Do I take just a throwaway hero and keep him safe? Dave, what were your thoughts on the battle?
I really enjoyed it. It's always fun playing the Sylvaneth. Always fun using the Kharadrons. Really love the Sky Dwarfs. I like the sort of board size for the size of game.
I love it. We were talking about this last week, like 1,000-point battles for Warhammer 40,000 on the smaller board, and then these 600-point games. Because I mean, the whole story here was that the Kharadrons have sort of unwittingly walked into Sylvaneth territory, and the Sylvaneth obviously roused to try and push them back. So you're sort of locked down the middle. It's a really cool story you sort of play out.
Yeah.
Well, Brian Quick in the chat says it was a real nail biter, and it's great that you can continue the narrative as you go. Because some of these story threads we might pick up in later games as well, mightn't we?
Especially with, who was it who said put some like tokens at like some stuff, and that'll come back then later on in the game. We can have like rematches of Titanic duels and things like that.
The Admiral versus the Tree Lord.
One thing I've always fancied doing in Crusade games is make an alternate version of your hero as like a veteran once they've got some experience over some games.
Yeah.
So no, it was really fun, guys. So I hope everyone enjoyed it in the chat as well. We'll be doing these every Saturday. The first few we'll try and do some different forces, and then we'll probably fall into a couple of core armies that we're using and watching them grow. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, we have got a Lumineth versus Ogres battle and a Cruel Boys versus Stormcast video up as well. Obviously, stay tuned to spruesandbrews.com as well, where we're going to have a load of Path to Glory stuff as well. So,
who's coming next week then, do you reckon?
Next week,
Soulblight Gravelords maybe first
maybe Soulblight Gravelords versus an army that is undetermined yet. But yeah, Gravelords next week I think is a good shout. We'll rouse them from their grave and get them on the battlefield. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed that. If you're not already, why not subscribe us or throw us a follow? It helps support the site, and you'll get notified when we're playing again next week as well. We also do a painting stream on a Sunday evening, so if you want to see us talk Warhammer while painting some models, tune in for that. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you later and hope you have a good weekend. Bye!
Bye.